Yo, so I want to talk about the importance of having a vision. And by a vision, I mean having an idea of where you want to be, of goals, desires that transcend your current reality, that transcend the current systems that you're in. Because if we think small, we will only repeat what we've lived. And by that, I mean if I wanted to be a it's like thinking only within the box, right? So if I lived in the system of that we currently have, studying psychology, I would have just become a therapist, and that would have been it. And it's fine, that's a very that was a profession that I considered, but and there's nothing wrong with it. But I realized that that wasn't what was gonna take me to the next step. Right now that I've gone out and learned some lessons and taken risks and built my own and focused on building my own business, I realized that there are so many other aspects of life that I've yet to learn that I can still use to help people with, right? And the same thing with like the system of dating, and it's another system. People think that there's this sequential steps that we all have in our mind of how we're supposed to get married and have a family. And I didn't, the way I created my family was not the same way others did. I got married, I proposed to my wife within 2 weeks of meeting her, right? Or 2 or 3 weeks of meeting her. So now we have our little baby here. And, and so what has led me to be able to have the confidence to exit the system, to take a risk, to do the unexpected and still come out on top and still live a life that I feel like is fulfilling. And what has allowed me to do that has been vision. A vision will take you farther because it's leading you outside of where you're currently at. If you have no vision, a little boy, if you have no vision, you will grow to resent the system that you're in. Because I see it everywhere, at least in my work. Like, people have been there for a while, and they're used to being servers. So I don't know if they question whether they have goals, or are they actively pursuing those goals. But I feel like the people who are stagnant in their lives are the ones that eventually begin to hate their lives. Growth is a natural process. It's a natural thing that humanity craves. Every human being craves growth within themselves. So if they're not constantly doing it, they're not constantly pursuing it, they will grow to resent the situation they're in. And I believe really that situation projected outwards is really is really resentment from that's coming from you being resentful towards yourself. So when you have a vision, you open yourself up to the possibility of breaking barriers, of breaking paradigms, of bringing new paradigms into being, um, and that is really the idea behind a visionary, is somebody who can lead people to a better future. And I was just watching Attack on Titan, and I think it portrays that very beautifully. That even though in the show, if you watch anime, you watch Attack on Titan, there's this concept, this reoccurring motive of moving beyond the current situation, of not letting the current situation define your reality. Even though you can be in the shittiest place, a place you could call hell, you could still pick the things that you like, look at the possibilities, and slowly get yourself out of there. It's like, if you only look at the past, all that you will recreate is the past. And if you look at the future, what you can create will be something new. And that's something that I learned very early on when I was learning to just be more positive. And that's the thing that I wanted to highlight. Positivity is a strength. People want to put positive people out there as being ignorant or not realistic. but those words are just coming from a place of ignorance themselves, coming from a place of not being realistic themselves, right? Because I have to explain that. What does it mean to be realistic? Well, it means to what? To judge your reality based on the past. But how is that realistic if your reality is constantly changing, and and the second that is happening right now is not the same second that was happening before? And then another thing is ignorance. Ignorance is bliss. People think that innocence is in a way. Well, innocence is not ignorance, first off. But people think that those who are ignorant just are blind. But I believe that those who are innocent just choose to not focus on the things that don't serve them. And it's simply that. But learning to be innocent, even when you feel like you're old or like you've seen things before, allowing yourself to be curious, allowing yourself to receive a vision for the future, allowing yourself to feel good even when everybody else isn't. You shouldn't feel guilty for feeling good. I realize that when you have a vision, you allow yourself to think positively, but you also are not blind to the reality that is. You are just choosing to create a different reality from now on. And when you do that, you shape the world around you. I've seen it, for example, on Attack on Titan. Eren Yeager, I'm still in the first episode, but Eren Yeager was a very inspirational figure, and he could change the environment just by him speaking his truth, him speaking from his heart, because the vision comes from his heart. And that motivates people to change, because they've never seen it before. You know, they don't see that. They've hardly ever encountered somebody like that can challenge their beliefs, that can challenge their ideas. So I also see it within myself. You know, at work, I feel like the environment has shifted. The people that come in now have to interact with me, and me being there before them, they're going to kind of take from me as an example. How do I react to the situations at work? How do I respond? What are my intentions when I go in there? What is my mood, right? Well, through long enough time, you know, you are going to change the environment. People are just going to feel you, and it's not even going to be things that you have to say. It's just going to be things in the way that you act. When you truly embody a vision, you act differently, and you bring something forward from people. You inspire people to change that within themselves. So I want to push that. You know, you have to have a vision. It's the only thing that's going to move you forward. It's the only thing that is going to help you create your reality. It's the thing that will drive the positivity in your life. It's the thing that will drive your mental health. And it's the thing that will inspire those around you. You know, that's how you're going to impact the world, through having a vision. I had a vision for my family to have a little boy, and now here he is. A little sleepy, but we're gonna take care of that right now. But anyways, that's the video. You have to have a vision. It will change your life. It will change the life of others around you, and it will bring so much possibilities, things that you have never would have thought possible. So that's it. Thank you for tuning in. Stay lucid. Peace.